play the cello definitely changed who I am. It made me a different personality than if I would not have learned it. And for the longest time it was almost like a psychiatrist. When I was very sad, I picked up the cello and managed to express a lot of the sadness in me through the instrument.
Hello, I'm Andrew Keener. I'm an independent classical recording producer, and I'm here this week to record the wonderful cellist Alban Gerhardt and the equally wonderful Cecile Licad in music which the great Catalan cellist Pablo Casals used to put in his programs as encores.
The story behind this album is actually just the melancholy and the beauty of cello. The reason I'm playing exactly these pieces is that they were the favorite encores of Pablo Casals. They're 2, 3, 4 minutes long, and they probably talk about love and suffering and all those beautiful things you can imagine in romantic music. Never together there. Let's try one more.
I think the way to do this next take, if you are going to play it just once more, is to know that you have 95% of it and just enjoy it. It's a given that you've got to have a decent pair of ears and read a score. None of that's anything to boast about. It's a job requirement. What's also necessary is to be able to read the musician and the person. I mean, musicians have always fascinated me, and because every marvelous musician is completely different as a musical personality and as a personality, a human personality. Bravo. Two things, guys, two things. The other part of the job description is to release from the artist what he or she has to say about the music in a way which will bear repetition, repeated listening, whether it's on CD or whether you've downloaded it, and which presents that artist's view of the work as clearly and as precisely as he or she wants at that time in the life of that artist.
Ending rather generous. Cello is the instrument which comes closest to the human voice, and since my mother was a singer, I always had a very strong affinity with singing. I think that's why I fell in love with the cello after she suggested it, because it was as close as it gets to the human voice. And the repertoire also, what we play here, it's very song-like music, and it's definitely the most touching string instrument. Oh, that's too much. No.
Yeah, but the first take, you did less. Can we go back to that? That's fine.
That was good. Obviously we don't rewrite the pieces, but our interpretations change while listening actually in the studio. They never get it in one take.
You know what we're going to do next time. The producer in me says less rattles, please, but if it takes the guts out of it, it's better. Yeah. To compare it to film editing, really, if you're talking to people who don't know what happens after this stage. Johnny Depp might want 20 takes of a sequence lasting 15 seconds, and each time he'll try something new. He'll try a different tone of voice, he'll try a different emphasis.
We had the last note already!
And the producer didn't speak too early, so yes.
The best is in the outtakes on a DVD. Then you see how many takes they take, and not only for the different articulation or tone of voice, but also they just misspeak. And
Little like
as we never do, we never misplay, but it's just all.
Yes.
Genau.
Nuts! Genau!
It works very well because the cello is such a melody instrument and the piano is a harmony instrument, so that both of them together are the perfect match. And I'm very happy to have convinced Cecile Licad to play the piano part. She is a fantastic soloist herself, and she's not treating the piano part as a pure accompaniment, but she brings out all the beauty and the music from these pieces.
Somehow, it's very inspiring for me to work with somebody who has, this imagination, and with him somehow we create music and not thinking of it as like a piano, a cello, it's like creating a story, as you know.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love the Sorpont. Can I have that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I feel very strongly for this kind of music. There's a certain, a melancholy, and there's always a tear in there, in any of these pieces actually. And I hope people realize that I take them as little jewels, which they are.
New idea.
Never been done before.
Never. We do it now for the first time ever. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. I hope very much that people who listen to the pieces on that album are kind of taken back to a different time. I would love them to feel the nostalgia of some past.
I think one of the most remarkable things about Alban is that he is curious about repertoire which not every great touring cellist feels he or she has time for. It can only enrich his artistry and make him a wider ranging artist. That's loads better. Come and listen.
No, when asked from a German TV presenter once what I was hoping for in the future, actually my very honest answer was that I had no special wishes except that I could continue what I'm doing right now.
Let's do another one.
And to keep the love for what one does alive, that's actually the biggest challenge. And right now I feel that I love it more than ever, and that's my hope for the future, that this won't go away.